Hello everybody and welcome back to Art Smart. Today I'd like to talk about a series of cartoons that have been shown on the Disney Channel and are also being released on DVD relatively recently in the last year or two. Have a Laugh. Have a Laugh is a series of cartoons, and from what I've read online, it's 60 of these little episodes that have been created from old Disney shorts where they have edited down the shorts to show you just kind of a quick snippet of the cartoon, usually just kind of a highlight of the cartoon of a major gag, and it is presented in a 3-minute format. These were created primarily, at least initially, to be shown on the Disney Channel as a bumper between shows. Essentially what you have are shows of kind of different lengths, and sometimes you have a couple minutes to kill, and so instead of giving you a bunch of advertisements, they're giving you a quick little short in between there. It's something that used to be done a whole lot more on television, but doesn't happen a whole lot now as more and more channels are moving towards their own content, and they are able to time everything perfectly to the last second. So you don't have odd time lengths as much anymore as you used to do on TV, when they used to show a lot of old films, a lot of old episodes of things that would have odd lengths from the different television advertisement lengths over the years, created some issues. But anyway, it used to happen more often than it does now, is my point. What do I think of Have a Laugh? In general, I think that it's a bad way to watch the cartoons. It definitely does not give you the fullness of the cartoon and what the animators, directors, and so forth were trying to put across. And in general, I think without context, a lot of the gags just kind of fall flat. I don't find most of them very funny just being shown on their own. And you got to remember, these cartoons were not created like a lot of cartoons are today to be shown in these quick formats. Now, a lot of cartoons are created to just be a quick, 30-second, 90-second type of hit on YouTube or Facebook or whatever to get a quick laugh. We're used to that kind of humor now, but that was not what the cartoons were created for back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. And most of the cartoons, by the way, from Have a Laugh come from the 40s and 50s. So when you are looking at these particular shorts, I don't think that they work very well the way that they're presented. However, I don't have a huge problem with Have a Laugh, especially when it's shown on TV. One, I would much rather watch something original as opposed to having to watch yet another commercial, and or another Disney bumper trying to sell you on their newest kids series or whatever. I think it's, at least you're watching a cartoon. And I think for some kids, it gives them an introduction to these older cartoons that are starting to get forgotten. You don't see these cartoons very much anymore. And really only people like myself, who are big fans of old cartoons and show them to people, are kind of keeping them alive. In this case, they're using old cartoons, and at least they're presenting them in some way, shape, or form for kids to enjoy. So I do feel okay about that. So they're using relatively original programming, and they're also presenting you old cartoons that are that might get you interested in that era. So in general, I think it's a pretty good thing. The DVDs, I was ready and prepared to bounce on it and say it's awful for them to be creating DVDs of these little 3-minute snippets, and I think I would have every right to criticize them for capitalizing on it. But looking at them more closely, they are releasing both the cartoon and the little snippet, the Have a Laugh, together on the DVD. So to be fair, you can look at the fullness of the cartoon, and you can look at this new kind of editing that they put together. They edited things together to make it look like just a fast, wild adventure in the cartoon, and I don't think it works very well, but at least it gets these young kids' attention, and maybe we'll get them to look at the older cartoon on these DVD sets. So in general, I don't really have a problem with it. They've got older cartoons that they're showing in fullness on a DVD, and they're showing these little snippets that give kids a taste of it. I do feel like we're moving more and more towards just a completely ADHD type society where we can't sit for longer than 3 minutes for a cartoon. It does concern me on one cultural level, but in general, they're showing my old cartoons, and it's better than showing me yet another, I'd point out an example of a common kid cartoon from today, but honestly, I haven't been paying attention in a while. Kim Possible? I don't know. I'd rather watch an old Mickey Mouse cartoon, so I'm glad that they're doing it. So, Have a Laugh, I'm okay with it. I would like to know what you think. Leave some comments below. Maybe even talk a little bit about how cartoons have been repackaged over the years and whether that's okay or not okay. And make sure you continue to art smart. Bye-bye, everybody.